But let's talk about the deck, because I'm sure you guys have some questions. Sunset Voidwalker for the 2 months. I know you don't need to be a sub to see what I think of a deck list, but you do need to gift 2 subs or $10 to use a channel point redemption option. Okay, so I've had this deck in my drafts for a while. The idea is that, and I finally got to a point where I think this deck is good enough to just actually stream with. But the idea is Oswald Fiddlebender, a card from AFR, is a pretty powerful effect. It's a birthing pod for artifacts on a creature. Mike the Knight 5 months, and Ted I think 11 months. And I've seen people try in the past to try to like break this card, right? Where you play a affinity 7/7 creature, either Thought Monitor or Mirror Enforcer, or the better Mirror Enforcer from Modern Horizons 2. And then you will like Oswald that into a Sundering Titan or Platinum Empyrean. But the problem is, it's like so much needs to go right for that to happen. Your 2-mana 2/2 needs to untap, and you need to have it a big affinity creature to actually resolve. And then you need to not draw your 8-drops early or at all, and then you need your 8-drops to win the game. So instead, I put Oswald in more of like this value mid-range strategy. And I only had time to playtest 2 matches last night, but the card felt pretty strong and the deck felt pretty strong too. So I think for the 11 months, Mike the Knight 5 months. And so the idea is that you have a lot of artifact lands that you can Oswald into Sentinel, Portable Hole, Pithing Needle, Shadowspear, Relic of Progenitus, other sideboard cards. And then you can get your Chromatic Star is also like a value 1-drop to sack, and you can get I think the best 2-drop to get is Lightning Greaves. I was so impressed by Lightning Greaves yesterday. I almost played a second copy in the main deck, but I ended up deciding that the Ichor Wellspring was important to have a value 2-drop to sack for your 3-drops. But I do have the second Lightning Greaves in the sideboard, which I feel like I really want this against control at least. But this card was like I went like turn 2, Urza Saga Lightning Greaves, and then turn 3 Saga Equip Greaves, and my control opponent just like could never beat it. It was crazy. And then you have 2 Nettlecysts and a Crucible of Worlds in the 3-drop slot to get on the 3-drop on the curve. Crucible very good with Saga, and also like decent with the artifact lands because you sack these a lot, and you have a couple fetches too. And then you could maybe play a sword instead of the second Nettlecyst, but Nettlecyst is just so strong in this deck. I think you want 2. I feel like Nettlecyst is going to be like better than sword enough for the time that you basically always want 2. And then we have a lot of other powerful individual matchup dependent artifacts that we can side in. And let's play some games. Okay, we've got 3 Fiddlebenders. I think I'm going to keep. Does subbing then gifting a sub work? No, you have to. You get things for the sub, right? You have no ads. You get emotes. So if we had to, if we did that, we just can't double dip there. No interest in Karn. Yeah, I thought about putting Karn in the list to Tashi. You definitely could build it that way, but there's a little less room than it looks like, and Karn is a pretty expensive spell. One Cart the Grand Crater for sideboard access. Yeah, you could. Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about only playing like 1 Karn. To be honest though, like the list has felt tight to where like there are other cards I already want to add and I don't know how to add them, so we'll see. I should probably Portable Hole the Sprawl, especially with the Esper Sentinel in play. The mana denial plan seems pretty good in there on the Mold of 5. Yeah, but that's a good point. Like the first card in the Great Crater does seem like probably fine. But then you'd probably have to play a coding. I don't know. Something to think about. I turn 2 Lightning Bolt and pay. They only have 3 cards left because they mulligan kind of low. If I needle something because I draw a land. Okay, I'm just gonna play the Bender, but I don't know what I would needle in the blind here. Maybe Karn. Is there a reason for the fetches? We have Crucible of the Worlds in the main deck. We also have Mishra's Bauble, which are enough reasons to play at least 4 fetches. Why the ugly planes? Oh, I meant to get better planes this morning. Forgot. Okay, they pillaged my Utopia Sprawl. That's okay. So I might get Ichor Wellspring off the Chromatic Star. How did I celebrate the challenge win? I honestly like slept the rest of Saturday. And then I watched... Oh, whoops, sorry, you have to tap white. I watched Dune on Sunday. I thought it was fine. I really wish I had known that that Dune was part one of the series. Okay, let's get the Ichor Wellspring. I'd like to draw another white source. It's not gonna be the end of the world if we don't. Okay, awesome. And then I think I'm just gonna get Kaldra. Yeah, I didn't realize how big the story was. Like, I did like it, but everybody is talking about how nuts it is, so I kind of figured it was more of like a more cohesive, like, you know, one and done story. But it's fine. We'll see how this part 2 is. I think Invasive Surgery is worth it at Jeskai Prowess for cascading recross out of Belcher. I would probably play Flusterstorm instead. But Invasive Surgery is probably a good budget option. You can also consider Spell Pierce. Alright, so... Alright, pretty good turn. We get to Oswald out a Nettlecyst. I think we do that over Crucible of Worlds. And then get to play Urza Saga. Put in Kaldra Compleat. And I think we'll just cast the Shadowspear too. Firing on all cylinders. Dune Part 2 not greenlit? Yeah. If Dune Part 2 never comes out, then, like, this movie's kind of pointless. But it'll probably come out. Hopefully. So Canonist does stop Bloodbraid Elf. Let's probably cut the Canonist, cut the Thorn of Amethyst, the Relic. Can Needle Arbor Elf. Let's see. I probably want the Dispatches. Trying to think of anything else looking super good over here. Could play the Feast and Famine. Usually like Fire Ice more than Ponza. I decided not to play the Fire Ice. Let me play the Spell Skite, I think, over the Needle. Okay, let's do this. But the movie was pretty good, so I don't know why they wouldn't make part 2, you know what I mean? Turn 1 Ragavan. Q Presidente, I think, for 8 months. Not performing well in China. Well, I guess I don't know exactly how impactful that is for the success of the series. I guess I'll play the Cave because it enters tapped after this turn. And then I already have a Nettlecyst in hand. If I didn't have a Nettlecyst in hand, I would get one. But since my opponent stomps in response to the Stoneforge Mystic, which, by the way, don't do that. Just just let it happen. I think I'll get another Nettlecyst. I could also get Lightning Greaves. Greaves is kind of good with the other Stoneforge Mystic because I can go if I have the Greaves in play, I can go Greaves. I can go Stoneforge Greaves immediately Kaldra. Let's get the Greaves. Yeah, I agree that some of it was boring too. I don't know. It was like a little overhyped, but it was fun. I liked it. I did like it. Okay, so we can dispatch the Bone Crusher if we play Treasure Vault and an artifact, Lightning Greaves or Sentinel. I think I'll just go Greaves, dispatch the Bone Crusher, pass. They've got a lot of mana. I'm not too worried about the killing the Arbor Elf here. Joe the Redcoat, thank you for the 2 months. Right, they pillage the Portable Hole. 3 mana left. This is the second time I've seen Carplusian Forest and Ponza lately. I don't know why really that's over there. Terrific for 8 months. Scavenging Ooze, 1 card left in their hand. If it's a Lightning Bolt, things get a little awkward, I guess. And then just hold up the Stoneforge activation. Yeah, Greaves has been so good in this deck so far. It's been really, really good. I'm kind of looking for an excuse to play a second in the main, but I had a second in the main this morning, and I was like, I think I really need the Ichor Wellspring. So I'm not sure. Deck is still going through changes here. We're in like draft 1.2 of this deck. Are they running Eldrazi? You can't really run Eldrazi with Blood Moon. But maybe, I don't think they're playing Eldrazi over Blood Moon either. Okay, their Bloodbraid Elves have been pretty bad so far. Oh, Doom, how's it going? Okay. I guess I should put, you could put Kaldra or Nettlecyst into play, but this is a bit safer because it's indestructible. Pretty easy, take 6. They can. Oh, we take 7 actually if they eat this Ragavan before damage, but they did not. They do have 2 cards left. Wrenn and 6. Okay. Not too scared of old Wrenn and 6 here. Ooh, a Fiddlebender. I guess the Nettlecyst is a bit bigger than the, I'm just trying to think if I'm going to haste the Construct and attack here. I'm at 12. Yeah, let's haste the Nettlecyst, because Nettlecyst gets grown off the Saga, so this will be a 7/7 compared to the Construct 5/5. Now attack the Kaldra at Wrenn, and then the Germ token from Syst at my opponent. Then we have the big Construct back to block 2. And then I'll move the Lightning Greaves over to this Construct too. Alright, deck's feeling pretty good so far. Obviously just match 1, but I've been liking it. Okay, Seasoned Pyromancer is always, like, best top deck. We have so many options next turn, it's kind of gross. Okay, I do think I'm going to make another token. Which we can haste, of course. And then let's go ahead and see what we want. Probably... maybe just Shadowspear. I could also see getting the Drum. Shadowspear seems pretty good, though. And maybe we just don't make a token with this Saga chapter. Do they play Coco? Not almost. No, they don't play Coco. They don't. Thank you, Shaka. We're going to Vegas in November. I am, yeah. All right, put it down to 3. We're back up to a cozy 20 life. Creeping Corrosion or Shadowstorm gets us a guess. Although we get to keep the Kaldra. Yeah, but then they have a big ooze. Alright, 1-0 on a Monday with a new brew. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Okay, let's keep this. I'm going to hold the Bauble if I think my turn 2 play is going to be Ingenious Smith. Which I think it will be. What do you think I'll play? I don't know. It's way too early. And I also don't know what the meta is going to look like because it's a month away. The modern meta, it will be different now. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I do, like, basically know for sure it's going to be different today than it is now. Okay, so this is probably Junsack. I think I'm still going to Smith. And then the Saga can get us, like, Relic. There's Relic. Lightning Greaves seems kind of good too, though. I'm not sure. Like, I kind of want to make these Saga tokens too. I think I'll take the Greaves. Greaves has just been so good. Blooming Martial Top. Oh, so it's just Yawgmoth, sorry. No, I wasn't thinking Yawgmoth. So this matchup is, I think, a little dicey game one. But then in sideboard games, I'm playing the Grafdigger's Cage. And I have a lot of good sideboard cards. But game one could be a bit dicey. I don't know why I was thinking Junsack. I think it was the Wooded Foothills that threw me off a little bit. Okay, so I guess this turn we're going to go Citadel, Trigger Smith, and then probably play the Greaves plus Portable Hole. Sorry, I forgot to equip the Greaves. I found Spreading Seas unimpressive in a non-Eorian blue-white against decks without Saga, Cavern, or Tron. I don't know about unimpressive. I mean, it's not. I don't know. It's fine. It's like always a fine card. It always cycles. It always has some utility. And against some decks, it is like beyond just what you listed. It is very powerful. Like against Burn, it's very, very closely resembles a 2-mana Stone Rain. Am I getting Drum? Examiner, 3 months, appreciate you. Needle Yawg of Saga? Oh yeah, that was probably better. Although, their life total's not super high. Yeah, we were supposed to Needle Yawgmoth there. But they don't have it. Lucky than good, huh? Okay, so we can Fiddlebender, Haste, Activate. And we can get Needle for Yawgmoth off of that, I guess. Can also get Relic. I can also get Shadowspear, but that's not super relevant. I can get another I can get Crucible, get back Saga, but I lose the Greaves. Kaldra, 14 months, thank you. I could get Portable Hole, exile the Strangleroot Geist. Get Portable Hole and exile the Geist. This goes to 5/5. I have to tap the Sentinel though, but then I'll put my opponent to 1, and putting them to 1 is like needling Yawgmoth. Although then they'll have 2 messengers, I'll be at 9. That's fine, right? I won't have a blocker. I'll be at 9. They'll have 7 points of power. I guess I lose to them being able to sack the other messenger. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go attack with these. Tap Colonnades cost you spells and important times. You go cutting it. Is that the reason you don't play Overhaul? Yeah, that is the reason. Especially in your deck that plays... Like, with Colonnade, you can't go ending into Chalice, but with Hall of the Storm Giants, you can. Or ending into Spreading Seas, which I just think is so important. Get Spear off Fiddlebender. Well, we can't equip the Spear this turn. Oh, they're taking 4. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just gonna get the Needle. I forgot about how good Yawgmoth is against them. Or Needle against... how good Needle is against Yawgmoth. We've got a Chump Blocker. I guess we do lose to Grist. Yeah, if they go Grist, sack Geist, we die. This is 7 damage. Probably fine to chump block here. Could have protected Sentinel with Greaves. Oh, that's true, yeah. Yeah. It's still, like, I'm still, like, very early into playing this deck. I'm going to be making mistakes. But we'll get corrected a little bit. So I can sack the Greaves and get Crucible. Which is not that good here, I guess. Maybe it's fine. I can also play a 2-drop. Just pump the brakes for a turn. Congrats for the showcase. It was just a regular challenge, but thank you. I think I'm gonna play Citadel instead of Saga. Could get Shadowspear instead of Kaldra. But I can also Shadowspear next turn off the Citadel, and so I still have that line available to me here, and it's like a little less obvious that I do if I get the Kaldra. With Crucible, you have at least one Ghost Quarter. You could play Ghost Quarter and Flagstones, maybe. I did consider that. The problem is you already have we have currently in the deck 11 colorless lands, so I like. And also, Crucible Ghost Quarter isn't that good. Let's be real. Like, it's really, really slow. It doesn't like even win most games. So I think I'm not that into it. We have too many colorless sources too, probably. I think this matchup's really good. I'm gonna bring in the Dispatches, the Feast and Famine, maybe the Orb, definitely the Revoker, definitely the Grafdigger's Cage. Probably not the second Relic. We have one main deck. I don't want the Sentinels. Don't want the Canonist. Oh, Canonist might actually. I don't want the Thorn. Canonist might be okay, actually. Yeah, Canonist is probably fine. I do think I want one Relic. Don't want two. Could cut the second Nettlecyst. Not a Karn board, a Fiddlebender board. A Bender board. Well, Torpor Orb isn't like free in this deck. It cuts off Smith and Stoneforge, but I do want it against like Elementals. I would probably bring it in against like. I bring it against Elements. I would bring it in against Yawgmoth if I didn't have like 8 cards to shut off. But I don't think I want it here. I think I'm gonna cut the Crucible. I think it's kind of slow in this matchup, but I love the Crucible in this deck. How many lands do you play in a non-Yorion, non-Blade, blue-white control? 23 or 24. It kind of depends on the rest of the makeup of the deck. I'm mulligan this. Alright, keep this. Put back the second vault. One castle, the sign of a tuned deck list. No way to Oswald into Kaldra. Yeah, that's the thing. I talked about this in the deck tech. Like, having that be your game plan with Oswald, like, just like the affinity creatures, plus hope your Oswald untaps, plus hope your opponent doesn't kill your affinity creature, plus hope that you don't draw your big cards. Like, that's just not how you should play with Oswald in Modern, I think. Like, you're just making Oswald a worse Neoform. But Oswald, I think, is pretty good built this way. I really wish I had Drum in play. I'm just gonna go Saga Fiddlebender. Like, Fiddlebender just has a ton of good, powerful utility artifacts to tutor for. You have Lightning Greaves to make it hasty. Just really powerful to untap with it without having to like make your deck really inconsistent. At least in my opinion. Thoughts on adding Moxhammer and Emery? Well, both those cards. I mean, I've played blue versions of these decks recently. I've been playing like a decent amount of a blue-white mid-range variants. Hold on, sorry, that was not the right list. I've been playing this blue-white variant for a little while now. I do like it. I think this deck is good, but I think that like the big incentives to being blue are Thought Monitor, Metallic Rebuke, and Urza. I don't think that Emery's like really sick when you untap with it. I mean, in a similar way that Oswald is too, but I don't know. I'm just not that into it, I guess. All right, so I need to Needle this turn. Am I gonna Oswald? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna go Springleaf Drum. I guess I'll go Ingenious Smith, Springleaf Drum, Needle. Yeah, Emery is better with Greaves. I mean, it's also true, like, splashing blue in this deck is not free. Like, the mana with this deck is a lot better, being mono-white, too. How bad would adding Thopter Sword be? Well, then you're splashing 2 colors, right? Or just, I guess, 1 color. I don't know. You like a lot of these, like Ad Emery and Mox Amber, like these are like really, really big sweeping changes. And so if this is what you want to do, you really got to sell me on it. I guess I'll take the Revoker here. You really got to sell me on these changes. You know what I mean? Because it's just like is like really, really, really changing the deck construction to suggest these kind of things. And you have to tell me like how you would build it, because these decks are not easy to build. But I have like obviously considered cards like Emery and Mox Amber. Is this a pseudo Hammer Time? No, the deck is very, very different from Hammer Time. Alright, so they get to blow up my Needle. But I have a Phyrexian Revoker. Ooh, Young Wolf. They're gonna get to draw a lot of cards here. They can't kill my Ingenious Smith, though. I did also consider building a deck with Luris and playing 3-bit Inspector too. And they're going up to... They have 7 cards in their hands. Have they ever put a land this turn? They have not. Okay, there's the land. So they actually can kill the Smith. Yeah, oh yeah, sorry. Let me update the... This is game 2. Yeah, let me just get a record going, unfortunately. The MTG bot's still broken. Well, they got Dryad Arbor? Alright, so let's make a Saga token. Get Grafdigger's Cage. They're thinking about killing the Smith in response. And I'll make a mana. I think they're thinking about second Pithing Needle right now. Another thing about like the Thopter Sword combo is like, to be honest, it really isn't that strong without Urza. Like it is just a very beatable combo. They have 6 cards in their hand. If we lose this game, you know, I'm not that worried about it. I think we've got a pretty strong matchup overall. Have game 3 on the play. They can't kill you with less life. They can if they have Blood Artist in play. Alright, that didn't go so bad for us. Awesome paintball. Yeah, I like that deck. Played it like all last week. Augur, thank you for Twitch Prime. Appreciate you, buddy. Is this basically Artifact Pod? I mean, kind of. There's definitely overlap. Yeah, I'm just going to pop the Relic here. Ooh. Probably getting Shadowspear instead of Kaldra in this spot. It's close, though. Yeah, I totally meant to get better basic planes. I think I'll buy some and try to make that change. Let's just get Feast and Famine. Forgot we boarded that in. Are we gonna do in speaking terms? He was in the chat earlier. It was a good match. It was really cool to play against Doom in the finals. Why Relic to draw? Grafdigger stops persist. Oh, I forgot that Cage stop persist. Yeah. Oops. Worked out though. Alright, I'm gonna go in for the kill here. They can't Court of Calling with the Cage. They have to have like Force of Vigor or something like that. Yeah, like I said, like I just put the deck together last night and I only play tested like 2 matches. But I did like it. I'm still learning it too. Alright, pretty good top deck. Okay, and they're gonna Chord. For 2. For Apatra. For Blood Artist. But they don't have a second Undying creature in play. It's really hard to not play Solitude in the Ephemerate Reanimator deck. It's not only is it like a really important card, it's a pretty just powerful card in the format right now, right? Weird. I guess they're oh, I should have attacked the Smith. Oh, that doesn't matter, they just block and sack. Yeah, we're just dead to any Undying creature here, actually. How will Esper Ephemerate deal with an uptick in Surgical? I don't know, man. Like, obviously, like, the deck is just gonna lose to a format full of Graveyard Hate. It is what it is. I think that you're probably just not going to play the deck if there's a million Surgical Extractions. Just like when I top 8 with Phoenix, I like stopped playing the Phoenix deck for a little while because everybody started playing Surgicals then, and Reanimator top 8 that challenge, and there was a million Surgicals and Graveyard Hate and stuff. Like, that's the best sideboard card against the deck. There's really not like there's not like just like a quiet way to just like crush any opponent who brings in Surgical against you. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize they were trading with me. No, so I have one in the sideboard, but I also have Relic and Cage. I don't want to. It's really easy to go overboard on Graveyard Hate against Yawgmoth. Soulguide Lantern is also not good against Yawgmoth. It's one card to trade for half of an Undying creature is all it does. It's really not very good. While Grafdigger's Cage is really, really strong, and at least like Relic cycles while it trades for half of a Undying card. Yeah, it was me on Phoenix, and then no, I was on Phoenix, and Spider was on Reanimator, and the Thief was with Living Ends. So yeah, it was like huge uptick in Graveyard Hate after that tournament. It is what it is. Just lose to Graveyard Hate. I mean, you beat some of it, right? Like it's a Fairy, Prismatic Ending, Grief. Like these cards give you answers to Graveyard Hate. You don't just lose to it, but you know, that's your Reanimator. Your deck's off to it. It is what it is. You're gonna lose to it sometimes. And you know, I say this a lot. In your quest to beat everything in Modern, you will end up losing percentage points in matchups that actually matter. I think I'm gonna get Kaldra. Where I just don't want to be like super vulnerable to Force of Vigor here. They missed their second land. Thank you, Butter. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this brew. What Eric been playing against 4-color Omnath value decks? The Reanimator is nuts against them, or at least the versions that have been popular, because they have no counter spells, no graveyard hate in the main deck, and they have like 2 endurances in the sideboard. We played against them in the challenge, and it was just like the matchup was so embarrassing. My draw was really non-functional against them, and they have no clock, no counter spells, no graveyard hate game 1. My draw was super non-functional, and it just didn't matter. Just didn't matter. Alright, they're not drawing a land. But my matchup against... Yeah, I think that you were favored in the matchup, Doom. Like, you had not only did you have, like, the main deck Endurance, but, like, you're playing Solitude Teferi, Brazen Borrower, and Force of Negation. Yeah, I think that you were favored. But it is true, like, Teferi is better against Yorion Rhinos than 60-card Rhinos, because you will draw Force of Negation less often. You know what I mean? Why not Hierarch to cut down Exalted? I guess we should have done that. Yeah. Not sure how relevant it's going to be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were favored at our match, dude. Alright, we're 2-0 though with a new brew on a Monday. I love... It's kind of my favorite place to be. Just is not that good. I think I'm going to mulligan this hand. And... keep this one on 6 in the blind on the draw. Putting back Treasure Vaults. I think your main deck's pretty good. I might play the 4th Daredevil over the, uh-oh. Okay, this hand is not good against Urza's Tower. Yeah, I might play the 4th Daredevil against, over the, like, 4th Mayhem Devil over 4th, Daredevil, but overall deck looks pretty good. Alright, so we're playing against Tron, or sorry, Eldrazi Tron. Probably not a good matchup at all. They're main nicking 4 Karns. I'd play probably more Force of Vigors. I like to see the 3rd Force of Vigor inside. I don't like these Assassin's Trophies very much. I don't like the Sideboard Witch's Oven. Yeah, that's good for us. They're drawing Caller. I'm not sure exactly what I'd play instead, but I'm not a fan of the trophies. If you look at, like, I know that they answer both Murktide and, like, Tron lands, but they're not, like, very good at answering Murktide. And I mean, they kill it, but just the fact that they get a land is a really big problem in those matchups. Alright, getting our realities smashed. Yeah, I think those are my thoughts. I'd like to see some endurances in the sideboard. White Flooded Strand. Yeah, it could be any white fetch. I'm playing Flooded Strand so I can bluff Metallic Rebuke, but I think you're probably overthinking it. Trample Death Touch, the very powerful combo. Can get Drum and then play Stoneforge this turn. Can get Shadowspear, but can't equip. Needle the Collar. Yeah, Needle the Collar is actually probably fine. How do you spell basilisk? Basil. And then I can play the Citadel so that my constructs are better in combat, or I can play the Saga. I think I should play the Citadel. Could even attack. Yeah, attacking I think is fine here, since like we're not Cult to Dismember, we're not Cult to... They can't equip the collar. And we need to kill them because they have the inevitability in the late game. Let me block the... I guess I'll block the Thought-Knots here. This is a bit better against Dismember.
Here you go.
Thank you, Esther. Appreciate you.
You're showing too much skin.
Not enough skin. Okay. They did have the Dismember, so we're probably pumping the brakes here a little bit. I think I have to get Shadowspear, and this way my construct is a 6/6. They make a construct. Is Murktide even playable? Yeah. Murktide top 8 in the PTQ, but it was Jeskai Murktide. Jeskai, if only somebody had been saying, please, Murktide player, splash Prismatic ending, please. What do you think of Geist of St. Traft in a grindy Solitude meta? I think that's the kind of card that you can trick yourself into thinking is good, but ends up not being good. You know what I mean? Like, you can talk yourself into it, but I just can't imagine that it's actually the right play. Really cool matchup. No, don't play Mana Reshaper. Don't play Mana Reshaper. What about Thrawn? Yeah, Thrawn's kind of in the same camp there. Is Restaurant Shot not a good choice in Solitude meta? Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't say that it's unplayable. I've played it kind of recently to some success. But yeah, I wouldn't say that it's anything I'm really excited about. Blast Zone. Okay, Blast Zone on 1's pretty good, right? Yeah. I don't have a second Needle. Chalice on 0 for 1 mana to grow their constructs too. They can attack and put me to 1. Okay. Well, pretty easy. Equip, play Citadel, attack. Because we're losing the Shadowspear, so we need to gain the 9 right now. Sadly, this they can just take this. Opponent missed lethal. No, I would have gone to 1. I would have gone to 1. Perhaps they've missed chat lethal. I like this deck. I'm pretty excited about this brew. I was you know, I didn't spend too much time on Magic this weekend after the challenge. And I was kind of stuck on what to play today, and then I was going through my drafts last night, and I saw this. I was like, wow, why did I stop working on this? This deck looks so sick. Thank you, Smoothie. Yeah, winning the challenge felt pretty good. And then I didn't play any... Oh, I played 2 matches testing this deck last night, but I took most of Sunday off to watch Hob finish the God Run 2 and watch Dune. Had some brunch. So I guess I'm going to try to get a 0 here because they have the Blast Zone. I could maybe get Chromatic Star, but... Yeah, after seeing Reshaper, probably should just pack it in. Okay, yeah, I'll just get the Chromatic Star. And see if we find something better to do. Cause this does cost us 2 mana. But I can go Portable Hole on a construct. Oh, they killed their Caller, I missed that. Yeah, let's just go Portable Hole on one of the constructs. Play Cave tapped. Attack with the 8/8s. Force 2 blocks. I did think about playing a second Needle, so I don't think it's good to, but I did think about it, so you can't fault him here, of course. I think I'll kill the Smasher. Die, Boundary Shaper. Alright, they find Walking Ballista, which they can make a 4/4? Oh, 6/6. Yeah, I have been making fun of Grief Ephemerate for like all of MH2, and I did win a challenge with it. But also, in my defense, like this is definitely I've been saying it, this is the first time I've like actually thought Grief plus Ephemerate was good in the deck. So I can activate Cave of the Frost Dragon here. And then they have to use 4 of their pings on this. It's a lot of their pings. Might be better to go Smith, make these 8/8s. Well, I can activate Cave, attack with the Stoneforge too, and then they have to block all 3 of my creatures. And so they'll go probably block Seer on Mystic, Ballista on a token, Construct on a token, kill my Cave, kill my Stoneforge, but then I'm left with 2 Constructs on an empty board. For Grief, 4 Ephemerate, 50 cards, that's what Modern is right now. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's hard to know how much of that's a meme, you know? Because I've been joking about Grief Ephemerate for a long time, and I just like for a long time I'd go into like Doom's chat and be like, you know what this deck needs, Doom? 4 Grief and 4 Ephemerate. And so it's hard to tell like who's memeing and who's dreaming. You know what I mean? Who's memeing and who's dreaming, chat? Wait, why are you blocking like this? You lose your thought on Seer like this. Oh, they keep their Ballista though. They keep the Ballista. I mean, is a 2/2 Ballista better than the Seer? Maybe it is. Awesome dumps. Do your day off work. Yeah, I don't need to un F6 because I could draw Bauble off of the Thought on Seer, but I can't cast it because of Chalice. I can't cast it because of Thorn. Yeah, I do think like a more mid-rangey black-white deck with Grief and Ephemerate can be possible in the future if they print more, you know, black cards that have good. Oh, I did draw the Bauble. If they draw, if they print more black creatures with good ETBs, but it's kind of hard to like have the density of good black spells that work with Ephemerate and work with Grief. And like there's like a lot of really mediocre ones, but not a lot of great ones. I guess I do have Void Mirror. Might choose a win. Play Revoker 2. Play the Damping Sphere. Beast and Famine might be okay. Let's see what we want to cut. Like I don't love. I'll probably play like 2 Portable Holes because they are good to snag map. They can snag a few different things. Maybe we'll play 3. I don't want the Relic. I don't want the Thorn. I don't want the Canonist. I don't think I really want these dispatches. Like I think that like our Nettlecyst and tokens are so much bigger than their creatures. Like I'm not worried about losing creature combat. I'll just play the 4th Portable Hole. Could play a Spellskite. Spellskite's kind of good against Karn +1. Oh no, Karn can't target creatures. Could play a second Greaves. Dispatch seems good. I don't know. I really like people always like say, oh, let's board in all this creature removal against Etron. But like this deck is gonna lose to Karn and is like pretty good against the entire rest of their deck. But you could play 1 Dispatch. I'll play 1. I think 1's fine. That's just not really like what I'm scared of in this matchup. Yeah, see, this hand is just like too reactive. It's pretty good if I knew my opponent was gonna lead on map. Maybe I'm gonna mulligan though. All right, 2 Fiddlebenders. I guess we keep. Oh yeah, Karn also shuts off Spellskite. Duh. No. No! This opponent, man. They just have everything at every freaking moment. Just feels dirty. Maybe I should have. I mean, they might kill the Fiddlebender, then I want a Saga next turn. I don't know. Strom players are just the luckiest ever. What's the joke with Matter Reshaper? I don't know. People have been memeing on turn 2 Matter Reshaper for a long time. It's just kind of funny to pretend like you're really scared of it. Probably overthinking it. Modern is in a pretty bad place right now. You have to play cards that are good if you want to win. I love it. That is a good take. That's a really good take. Huh. Well, let's go for the cheesy cheesy Void Mirror, which I think is good because they can play Karn next turn, right? Dingus, thank you for 3 months. Now I need to be mindful not to get got by my own Void Mirror, which I've done an embarrassing amount of the time. Smoothie the raccoon. Thank you for your 2 months. Glad you liking the stream. Alright, so we're gonna have, this is gonna be 3, then 4 off the Saga. I think I get Chromatic Star. And then Oswald this into Greaves. Or maybe just the Ichor Wellspring. Yeah, let's just get the Wellspring. What's a sub from my friend Jalen, who's got a composition degree, made some music for the channel. I'm gonna probably ask him to do some new stuff soon, but he's really, really talented. Dude, 3-0, let's go. Glad to like get through that matchup with a victory. He's really, really talented, like not only with music, but he like is great at painting and illustrating, and he plays like 9 instruments. He's just like one of those good at absolutely everything, and he's super nice too. One of my best friends. A green white like just like you know, angels that are cool to me with 4 copies of Soul Ring to power out the angels. Okay, Cinderglade Endurance, and he got Terminus really, really hard. He got Terminus really, really hard, and then he affectionately referred to the Miracles deck as the spinning tops of Doom deck. And then when Top got banned in Legacy, I told Jalen that Top was banned in Legacy now, and he's like, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, Charleston won, so this is maybe just like Titan Shift. Okay, I'll obviously draw the 1-drop. Let me just pop this. Play the Saga though. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, with 4 Soul Rings. This matchup's probably not great. Right? I wonder if we should play Nettlecyst. Probably not. How do you beat Kataki? You can portable hole it, but let's just like we're probably gonna lose to Kataki, man. Right? Like I don't know. People always ask me like, you're playing Reanimator, how do you beat Surgical Extraction? You're playing this artifact based brew, how do you beat Kataki? And it's just like, you're gonna lose that card a lot of the time. You know what I mean? You guys never lose to Kataki before when you play an artifact brew? I don't have the answers for you. Yeah, I did tell him that Soul Ring is also banned in Legacy. He was like, what? think we have lethal next turn. They might endurance jump block here. Thank you, Deo. What a weird league this has been. What do you think about the affinity deck that made top 8 in the challenge? I didn't like it that much, to be honest. Didn't think it was. I haven't been a big fan of affinity. I don't think they're really doing anything like that made me start to like affinity a little bit more, you know. Okay, so the basic forest. I mean, they can still just get 2 mountains and trigger Valakut twice. The Crucible for Saga? Yeah, it's for Saga, mostly. Okay, I'm not prepared for Green Red Valakut chat. I hope you can forgive me. We need to be able to force a chump block here. I think just Nettlecyst plus equip forces the chump block, right? This is at very least the definite way to make the most damage. There's no way we get more damage than this. This is my first challenge win. Yeah, I've top 8'd a bunch of them, but that was my first win. I've won PTQs though, which are definitely harder than challenges. Okay, I mean, my opponent's got 2 cards. If one of them is Scave Shift, we're dead. We might even be able to beat a Titan though. Probably not. Well, maybe. We'll see. I think any of these white Urza Saga decks will ever run Hall of Heliod's. I don't know. Like in this deck, we have 11 colorless lands, so it's like I would play the 4th Treasure Vault before I played a Hall of Heliod's Generosity. But I don't know. It's not like the card is completely unplayable. Did I stream Top 8 Challenge? Yeah. Of course. So I guess they might have another endurance to chump block, so let's go make both of my equip a second Nettlecyst onto a second construct. This does grow the Nettlecyst does count Saga, so we should get a little extra damage. Okay. This matchup is gotta be terrible, but we did emerge victorious game 1, and they also almost definitely have graveyard hate. I'm gonna bring in the Feast and Famine. We did win game 1. Guess I'll play the Torpor Orb too. Second Lightning Greaves is probably fine. I kind of wanted to find room for the second Greaves in the main deck, but I just wasn't able to figure it out. Okay, is Canonist any good against them? It's kind of good against Search for Tomorrow. Dispatch? Yeah, Dispatch is probably fine too. Like, these portable holes are pretty bad. The Relic is pretty bad. The Needle doesn't do anything. I don't think the Thorn does anything. I'll play the Spellskite. Spellskite's probably fine. Canonist probably isn't great, but it's probably, like, better than our other options. Not a matchup I've really thought about in a while. Does it feel sacrilegious not playing Urza? I mean, Urza still has left me with a sour taste in my mouth after the Mox Opal Arkham's Astrolabe metagame, to be honest. I have no love for Urza. I'll keep this on the draw. I know we need to draw some white sources, but we have 2 baubles. This hand's fine. Where's this deck versus Hammer Time? I mean, I don't know if you like how much you should compare this deck to Hammer Time. Probably somewhat, but this deck is super different from Hammer Time. Super. This is a mid-range deck that is using like disruptive elements like Thorn of Amethyst and Aethersworn Canonist to disrupt our opponent. Compared to Hammer Time, which is an aggro combo deck, you know. Just not really even the same archetype. All right, 3 white sources. All right, a little flooded now, surprisingly. Be okay. Mr. Sari, 13 months. Appreciate you. Anger of the Gods. We do get to draw a card at least. Okay. I think I'll get Feast and Famine here. If I get Feast and Famine, I guess I can't Lightning Greaves and equip this turn. So we're kind of soft to another removal spell. I should probably just get the Nettlecyst, actually. Nettlecyst is huge. Think an Inverter Murktide deck is playable in Modern? Maybe. Maybe. Second Anger, I guess, kills the Mystic. Oh, I mean, killing Mystic doesn't really matter here, though. Why not Kaldra? Nettlecyst is way bigger than Kaldra, and Nettlecyst also has haste with the Greaves. Maybe it's not way bigger than Kaldra, but it's bigger than Kaldra. Alright, if they block here, it's fine. We'll just equip the Nettlecyst onto the Stoneforge. Oh no! Oh my gosh, what a punt. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to equip here because now I can't equip the Nettlecyst. I forgot. So now I need to draw another creature. Oh my gosh, punt. We even talked about it already. Or Orb subs this. I mean, it's not clear that we're going to be able to beat this anyways, I guess, but obviously. Big feel bad. Oh, Kaldra's on top? I can work with the Kaldra. We might die this turn. We lose Escape Shift. I think we lose the second Titan too. Oh yeah, second Titan doesn't. Yeah, we have Orb. That's right. That's right. So how much does Nettlecyst grow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus 9, plus 9, 14, 15, 16. So we need to draw an artifact to win. Yeah, the Greaves is really, really good. I might want to play a second on the main. What is this? Force of Vigor? Force of Vigor doesn't do anything. Okay, opponent doesn't know Kaldra's indestructible. Pretty good for us. They didn't kill this Nettlecyst. Let's go! My condolences. We don't get to gain infinite life with the Springleaf Drum. Me being an 18 is also not relevant at this point in the game, right? So I should probably shuffle. We need to draw like a creature to have lethal though, right? I guess not even like any creature because of the Torpor Orb. Fiddlebender does it. Nettlecyst off the top does it. Oh wait, 18 is actually really relevant. I'm just at the 2 mountains. Oh my gosh, that was so dumb too. Yeah, so this is turned off. I think we're 1 point short. 14. No, we're 2 points short. But yeah, now I'm just at the 2 mountains. That was just a bonehead play to fetch. I don't know why I thought my life total, like 18, 19 was the same there. Yeah, one good misplay deserves another, huh? Sorry, chat. So maybe Thorn is good on the play. Thorn seems probably fine on the play. We got this Ichor Wellspring. Okay, keep this. Swiss dance opponent's mistake there, happening in paper. You let them change targets. It feels bad for them. That's in paper. That's just like, you know, they made a mistake. It's not like I don't know. I wouldn't let them take it back, I guess, but it is a feel bad moment. But they won't do it again. Thank you, Mean. But it mulls to 6. Yeah, it's just an oopsie. Everybody makes oopsies. Tell you this deck is good. It's felt decent so far. I don't have a huge sample size, so I don't know how good it is. But you know, we're 3-0. Punted, but we should be 4-0 if I hadn't punted there. Yeah, you learn most of your lessons when you make mistakes. I agree. At least in my experience, I make most of my mistakes. Or I learned most of my lessons from making mistakes. Is Fiddlebender the worst card in the deck? No, Fiddlebender is good in the deck. It's not the best card in the deck, maybe, but it's a very strong card. I definitely am happy to have it. Cindervines is fine. My Thorn of Amethyst. Oh, Fury, pitch deck. Okay, they should have done that first. I guess they just drew the Fury. This deck has fetches because we play Crucible and because we play Bauble. Okay, I guess now I'm just gonna play the Thorn. I could play the Spellskite, but I think I'm just fine with them using the Vines on the Spellskite. Or Vines on the Thorn. Doesn't mean we can't cast Assist next turn, but I think they'll kill the Thorn. They missed land drops. Oh, they didn't, sorry. Thought we were on the draw. They might kill the Thorn in response to Spellskite, maybe? Or maybe I should just play Nettlecyst. No, I think I want to play the Spellskite. Might kill the Saga. But I can Spellskite it, I guess, yeah. They've got 2 cards in their hand. Does Thorn synergize more Thalia? Yeah, we can tutor for Thorn. You can't tutor for Thalia. You can find Thorn off your Smiths. Yeah, Thorn is definitely the more synergistic card. 5 mana. Is it Hour of Devastation? No, it's Baloth. But thank Clothis we have Dispatch. I don't have Metalcraft right now. And then I can't go make a Saga token plus Dispatch because of the Thorn. So I have to play Canonist if I want to Dispatch this turn. Which I guess I do. They only have 1 card. If those last 2, if their last 2 cards after the draw step is land plus Primeval Titan, good beats. I feel like this is Anger of the Gods. I don't know why. I guess it's just not. Could be a second Gargaroth. Force of Vigor, kill Saga, kill Canonist. Could be worse, I guess. Could also be better. Valakut, 1 card still in hand. Could definitely be a Titan. So I guess I'm gonna go Bauble and not crack the Bauble so I can dispatch a Titan. Bummer. So they probably get Valakut Mountain. They could get 2 mountains, but they get Mountain Fetch Land. Oh, Valakut Fetch Land. Okay, that's pretty good too. The next turn they're drawing Mountain, which is 6 damage. Kind of need to draw Artifact lands. Alright, I guess we're going to go Greaves first, and next turn we can go... I mean, they're going to play the Mountain and hold up the fetch land for the Fiddlebender. Oh, wait, their last card is it's a Fury. Okay. It's not great. Not great. Harvard Yard, 24 months. Yeah, probably taking the L. I don't feel too bad about losing this matchup, though. Is what it is. Let's go pack it in. Alright, fall to 3-1. Did punt game 2 of that match. But that's okay. We're just testing out the new brew. Thor's been pretty awkward this game. Yeah, I probably should have not left it in, but I'm not super prep for green-red Valakut. Thanks again, 2 years, Harvard. Playing a Lurrus deck. I definitely keep if one of these lands was a white source. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Keep this hand. And then put back either Treasure Vault, Flooded Strand, or Relic. Let's put back the Treasure Vault. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, if you just draw your tutorable target, it's just not a big deal, I think. Purpose of this deck, I mean, this is a mid-range deck that has a lot of disruptive elements and gains a lot of value. It's been pretty good so far. I think it's hammer time here. I'll definitely keep that portable hole on top. No, I don't have 2 free for the being on the wall. It's a bit of an older meme. Or a newer meme, sorry. Please forgive the incorrect meme history. Well, they're probably a little upset about the top deck portable hole. I get a hammer. Let me draw a card with Relic here. Go thin. One, two, three, four. I think I'll get the Kaldra, but you could probably make a good case for Nettlecyst instead. Does Oswald have any particular tutor lines you use, like just to go for value? Yeah, it's mostly a value card in this deck. It is mostly a value card in this deck. They let me draw a card? Okay, that's probably not good for me. They must have Shadowspear, right? No, I mean, even if they had Shadowspear, they could pay. They do have the Shadowspear. Okay, their hand is double hammer Shadowspear. Good shit. Alright, we'll get to bring in the dispatches. We get to bring in the Revokers, probably okay. Although there's a lot of the same cards to name here. Could name just we have Needle also for. Oh, we'll think about the Revoker. Ratchet Bomb is probably fine too. But this card's mostly for Rhinos though. Definitely the Manriki. Then I'm going to cut the Thorn, the Canonist, the Relic. The Crucible is probably a little slow. Then maybe I just won't play the Ratchet Bomb and the Manriki. Ratchet Bomb is probably okay. But the thing is, like, you have to tutor at sorcery speed. And it's kind of awkward portable hole if I'm trying to get it to 1. Good morning, why? I'm hoping for a big change in the meta soon. I'm pretty happy with the way Modern is. I mean, I always want meta changes, but I probably don't want a big one. Revokers? Revokers are probably okay. I don't know. It's like, you name Hammer and you shut off the Paladin equip. But, like, I have Springleaf Drums in my deck. Like, shutting off the Hammer equip isn't that good. I do also have the Needle, too, so I think I'm just going to not bring in the Revoker. Spellguide versus Sigarda's Sigarda's only can target a creature that that you control, so Spellguide can't stop the Sigarda's trigger. Yeah, the metagame is definitely still changing. The metagame is going to continue to change too. Like, I'm pretty happy where Modern is, where it seems like there are enough like it seems like the dynamic of modern is in the there's like a lot of very natural metagame shifts as different decks are rising to prominence, you know, like the Reanimator list that I won the challenge with on Saturday, I feel is very strong in this Yorion metagame, and then I feel like there are obviously a lot of decks that can capitalize on beating Reanimator strategies, and I just do predict that there's going to be a generally good ebb and flow in Modern for the foreseeable future. Okay, let's keep this. Hand really needs to draw land, but maybe they have to let us draw off Sentinel, right? Looking at Sunday's challenge premiere, it's all 4-color ephemerate blue-white. Would be make a call. I mean, the Reanimator deck I played, I think, is good against both of those decks. Titan is also probably fine. Let's go. Thank you, Esper Sentinel, for doing everything that you do. Should I get Manriki-Gusari here? Probably not. Oh, they're just going to take my Stoneforge, I guess. Yeah, Yorion Rhinos, I think, is the best version of Rhinos. I really like that deck. Good innovation by Doomwake. Is Call just better than Batterskull in this meta? I mean, nothing is just better than anything else. But in this deck, like, you have access to Shadowspear as a life-linking equipment, and you have access to Kaldra as a big equipment to cheat into play. So it's like Batterskull isn't really good, I think, when you already have access to those two things. Cardi, thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate you. Strong work this weekend. Yeah, it was really cool to win the challenge. I mentioned this, like, I woke up feeling kind of bad on Saturday, and I wasn't planning on playing. Or, sorry, I was planning on it. I considered not playing. But I'm glad I did, huh? I don't think I'm gonna dispatch the Ornithopter. Sentinel's kind of a pain. Why didn't Hammer? Because they can't equip it with Paladin. They can still draw cards off Paladin, though. Sigard is 8 on top. Okay, let's just pass back then. Did you know you have Paladin and Hammer just got played? There's nothing else to name in this matchup besides Hammer. Or nothing good in this matchup to name, I guess. This is a bit weird, but I think I should... like, it's just so bad if they're able to draw 2 cards. I want to use my mana this turn, and I guess I'm just going to end up exiling a Paladin and not take 2. Okay, that's a good draw. I want to equip here. And then the 2/3 is actually holding down the fort here. Inkmoth. Oh yeah, you can name Inkmoth, that's true, yeah. But I think it's usually just want to name Hammer. I forgot that that's also a good option. Or an option. Other hand is currently Sigard's Aid mystery card. But with the Manriki up, I'm not too scared. When playing Esper Sentinel humans, you're definitely right, it's wrong not to play it. So, yes, Sentinel is just so sick. I don't know, yeah, for sure. One of the most slept on cards in Modern. Yeah, for the challenge win, it was a full set of Innistrad Midnight Hunt and like 100 treasure chests and some amount of play points and 40 qualifier points. Nothing too crazy, but pretty good. Alright, Lurrus into the hand. What are other slept on cards? Oswald Fiddlebender, apparently. Ah, speak of the Fiddlebender. Although I'm going to Saga this turn. But that's like, you know, kind of the whole stream, right? Is I try to mess around with cards I think are underappreciated and undervalued. Is any deck busted with the pitch elementals? No. The pitch elementals I actually think are very good, well designed. They're definitely all meant to be playable in Modern, but I think they're all good design. Like, the reality is that every single Pitch Elemental is, you know, a reactive card. You know what I mean? They're all reactives. They're all reactive plays. Which means that it's like, besides Grief is actually, Grief is like the only kind of more proactive threat. But it's hard to like really abuse them because they're reactive threats, and they're all kind of good safety valves on the format. Where Solitude is really good against Hammer Time, Endurance is really good against graveyard decks. So I might just get Drum and then play Fiddlebender. And then can probably attack, right? Yeah. You just kind of have game against the field as a whole, you know. Yeah, subtlety is like good against Titan and good against Tron, and those decks haven't been popular, so you don't really see subtlety. Fury is good against, you know, small creatures, and so I think that these cards are really good like safety valves to have on the format, and I think that they're going to be largely good for the format rather than bad. And it is going to feel bad when your pet deck is bad against one of the elementals, and that elemental is really popular at the moment. But because it's an answer, it's going to filter in and out of the format. Yeah, Saga cannot fetch lands. Is it worth playing around 2 hammers? That has to be the 2 unknown cards in hand, right? Their hand is Luris Mystery card. They can also actually have hammer plus land, and then they can replay the hammer at instant speed. But I'm also not dead to I'm not even dead to 2 hammers because I can kill 1. So I think it should be fine. Oh, I'm dead to 2 hammers on the Nexus. But if that's exactly their 2 cards, we'll just lose. I'm fine. You guys never lost to 2 hammers before? That's true. Saga can fetch map, which can fetch lands. Solitude will likely be a modern staple forever. Yeah, but it's going to filter in and out of like how good it is. But Solitude is probably the best one right now. Okay, so they're casting hammers to be able to draw a card. But they can't equip. But they can, of course, Cigar Aid. Whip, thank you for the tier 1. Thoughts on John Company? I like that deck a lot still. It's a big Sentinel. Yeah. I think that they're all gonna see modern play for as long as they're legal, which should be. But I do think that they're generally gonna be good for the format. And, you know, at least, like, this is, you know, my take, and, you know, you can agree, you can disagree, but in Modern, for the longest time, like, the proactive decks were just, like, so much better than reactive decks. The threats were so much better than the answers for the majority of Modern's history. And it feels like in the last 2 years, 3 years, whatever, the answers have kind of caught up to the threats, which is something I like, and obviously I'm very biased because these are the kind of decks I like to play. But everybody's biased. Maybe we just get Portable Hole. I feel, yeah, their last card's Luris, so they need to be able to draw extra hammers like off the Paladin here to do anything. Yeah, so let's just do that, and then I guess casting the second Drum is a bit awkward because they get to draw a card, but I think it makes both my constructs lethal. But then they just jump 1 and go to 1. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna attack with just 1 construct here, so I can tap the other one to the Drum. I think they definitely need a reprint. I don't know. I mean, I do know they need a reprint, but of course, like it just is still the case that Modern like needs more reprints pretty badly. It's always gonna be the case. Johnson, 2 months, appreciate you. So they're gonna go Luris Hammer on Sentinel, but then we can Manriki the Hammer and then dispatch the Luris. Oh, they play Ornithopter from the yard instead. Knight of Malice, huh? I guess I should do this end of turn. Hexproof from white. Not even protection from white. Hexproof from white. I've seen these cards start to pop up. I'm not sold. Tajima, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate it, Chad. We should be pretty good here. Not 100% sure what I want to get here, but I think I want to sack the Needle. Yeah, I guess I guess I have to get the Wellspring. I thought I had creature to get. Guess not. So I can cast the Portable Hole, but I don't have lethal. I'll just attack with the constructs. Yeah, I played with and against a bunch of Knight of Malices in Standard. I remember like there's blue-black control versus blue-black control, and you were all on. It was the Knight v Knight mirror matches, and they were just so unkillable. Yes, you can't get X or less. I mean, it's fine. Next turn, I mean, they're just gonna be dead, but we could get I guess we could have just gotten Shadowspear that turn actually. Right, we're in game 2. Tony Cazzoli, 11 months, appreciate you. I don't really think I want these Ratchet Bomb or the Ratchet Bomb. It's mostly for rhinos. All right, let's just submit. Gotta mulligan this. But these baubles could be anything. Let's keep this and put back the second Smith, I guess. Cut's bargain. Oh, the Yawgmoth's bargain? It's a deep meme. Good draw. That draft was so good, dude. Knight of Malice. I'm gonna play the Ingenious Smith here. Might find something to play off the drum. Portable Hole or Bauble, but we can't Portable Hole the Knight of Malice. So I guess I'll just get the Bauble. I wanna grow the Smith pretty badly. They're drawing an Esper Sentinel, which is probably fine. Yeah, them being on Silent Cleric, I want to try to race, I think. And a Sentinel, 4 mystery cards. I only had 2 pieces of power in that deck, okay? And a Mana Crypt, and a Tolarian Academy Mishra's Workshop. Okay, so they're going to attack for 3, it's fine. Their Construct's going to be a 2/2. Smith. Sentinel, I guess. Trigger the Smiths. I can equip a Smith and then offer the... I guess I can't equip and attack. Of course, since... So maybe I should have held the Treasure Vault, actually, to trigger these. I mean, I'm going to trigger them next turn with the Greaves. Anyways. Yeah, so... I don't know. We did mulligan this game. What am I winning Greaves to equip to? The Smith or Oswald? I mean, you can equip to both in the same turn cycle even. But Greaves is just good in this deck. It's good with Nettlecyst. It's good with Urza Saga. It's good with Smith. It's good with Oswald. I've been really, really impressed by the Greaves. But it's not like it's meant for one creature in the deck and one creature only. Alright, they make a construct. Yeah, also go with Forge Master, which I think we had in that deck too. Yeah, in addition to winning the challenge on Saturday, we trophied 2 out of our 3 vintage cube drafts. Just all coming up spike, huh? So we know they're hitting a Sentinel, 2 mystery cards. Pretty cool to Pure Steel Paladin, I guess. Taking 8 damage, I think. $10 for deck check. Any Fiddlebenders in chat? Yeah, if you can post a link in chat whenever you get a sec. Take a look. Okay. So I guess I'm naming Hammer with Needle. Then waiting a turn on the Greaves. Keep putting an extra L in Colossus Hammer. I'm putting the L in the Colossus Hammer so I don't have to take an L in this matchup. And then I'll go and equip the Shadowspear onto the Smith. I think offer the trade, or should I leave this back to block? I think I need to offer the trade because these become 6/6s in combat. There's a big crackback here, of course. Gruul Shaman. Cool, I like Shamans. I've seen these decks pop up lately. So one thing I remember thinking about these lists is that I wasn't like in love with lightning bolts in this deck. I thought that maybe the deck needs to just be all Shamans and Cocos. Like, you can maybe sideboard them, but I don't really feel like the bolts are that important. And there's also, there's one card, what's the card called? Fanatic of Mogus. Fanatic of Mogus can deal crazy amounts of damage with your Harmonic Prodigy, and that is a direction you can take the deck. It's also a Shaman. You also might want one like Shriek, or not Shriek, the 6 mana, 6/1, evoke for 3 mana, deal 6 damage. You might want to play one of those as a Flamekin Harbinger target in the sideboard. But you could also just maybe cut the bolts, because this is attacking for 8. I think I'm going to take this. 9, I guess, if they activate the Nexus. Yeah, you could consider that as a tutor target. You can consider the 4 mana evoke, destroy a artifact enchantment. Ooh, Seal of Cleansing. It's really bad. Might be dead. No, I don't think we're dead. Oh, right. Yeah, so I'll probably go -4 Bolt, +1 Fanatic as a tutor target, +1 Goblin, Archaeomancer, maybe just 4 Eternal Witness too. And then you've got 1 flex spot where you can play the 6/1 as main deck removal. Fulminator Mage is also a potential. Sorry, I should move the Greaves back over. Potential sideboard option. Yeah, I'd probably play 4 Fulminator in the board because you have Coco and you have the ability to tutor them up with Harbinger. They sadly, I don't think they trigger off Harmonic Prodigy. Yeah, they don't trigger off Prodigy, but I'd play 4 of those probably over the 4 Magus. If Magus is a Shaman, yeah, it's not a Shaman. Yeah, and I play 1 of the Evoke, Destroy Artifact Enchantment over the 4th Rex Sage in the board. I like the Endurances. Not sure if you need the Void Bearers. Couldn't they just kill Sentinel there? With the Seal of Cleansing? I would love for them to kill Sentinel there. I think. I mean, I guess they could have done it so I couldn't equip the Shadowspear. Yeah, I guess we're dead, so maybe I wouldn't have loved that then. No Crimson Vow spoiler still? Yeah. I have no insider info on Crimson Vow spoiler until I check my email and see my first preview card ever. Nope. Alright, Paladin, but they can't equip the Hammer. Yeah, we have Needle on Hammer. They're messing up here, I think. Not a big deal. Oh, they have a Seal of Cleansing. But this doesn't have flying. This doesn't have flying, so we can jump block. Right? Yeah, we chump block Sentinel on Nexus. We block Smith on Knight of Malice. We gain 5. We take 7. Okay, so now they're forcing... Wait, Smith... So, hold on. This becomes... Until end of turn, this is a land. So does the construct die in cleanup step, or does it not die at all if we block here? Because the Nexus stops being an artifact. Yeah, we're still looking pretty dead, I agree. We could draw out of this. I mean, we have to make this block, so it's not like we really have anything to think about. Yeah, I don't think it dies either. If we're wrong, it's really good for us. Yeah, it doesn't. No snaring bridge to get, but it would be kind of good here. I mean, they have 9 damage. So getting just the Paladin off the field with Oswald Fiddlebender for Portable Hole is not quite good enough. Let's take a look at the deck. Can't Fiddlebender at instant speed before anybody suggests that line. Gotta keep the card balanced. I didn't bring in the Revoker. My Needle's dead. Yeah, I lose to the Inkmoth Nexus if I don't deal with the Paladin. So I go Fiddlebender, equip Lightning Greaves. Is the construct's not lethal, is it, right? No, it's not. Yeah, the record bot's down. Fiddlebender, equip Lightning Greaves. Yeah, we're 1 mana short of also making the Saga token. I think we're just 1 mana short. Here's chat. Oh, if I exile the hammer with the... If I exile hammer, actually... No, because then this is 2 more damage. Maybe I should have made a construct first and tapped this construct to the drum. But I don't think I have anything to get. Yeah, we can portable hold this. We're dead. Yeah. Bummer, very close game. So 3-0 into 3-2 is sad. We did also punt match number 4, but the deck felt pretty good, which is all that matters, right? When we're testing these new brews. I'm gonna run it back, I think. Very close game.